Gurudev, you said not a blade of grass moves without God's will. So isn't all my worrying also part of God's will?
Say that again.
You said today, you quoted a Sanskrit phrase that said not a blade of grass moves without God's will. So isn't all my worrying also God's will?
If you realize that, then worry disappears. If you know that, and this worry is also coming by God's, then they disappear. It's like when you try to find where the thought is coming from, they don't appear at all. If you try to look at the darkness with a torch, wherever the torch light falls, there's no darkness there. Got it? Worry is lack of knowledge that everything is happening by God's will. Got it?
If all is in the end God's will, what is the role of self-effort? Where to put it and when to let go and relax?
Self-effort is also part of God's will. God says you put the effort there, do this. Because you can't be without doing anything. Right? When you have an intellect and it says, do this, this is the right thing, then do that. That's all. God's will only, part of God's will. Yeah. If everything is God's will, self-effort is also God's will, right? Yeah. It goes without saying.
I think the second part of the question was how to know when to put it.
Listen to yourself. Your inner self will say, now put your 100%. Because when you have to work, you can't but work there. That's what Krishna says to Arjuna in Gita. Listen, even if you think you are deciding you are not going to fight, you will fight. It will happen. And it's bound to happen. So you better agree. Even if you resist, it will persist. What you resist will persist. So just do it. Better do it. Your nature is to put effort. At some time you feel you have done your 100%, you can't put any more effort, then you relax. Let go. Lethargy is not wisdom. It's not saying, oh, God's will is happening. No. See, when you want to eat food, you don't say, let God put food in my mouth, I will eat. When you want your personal comfort, you don't say, this is God, let God will happen. Because you are not in that state of total non-doership. For your personal comfort, you anyway put effort, don't you? If you are hungry, you will go find where the food is. You don't say, let God put food in my mouth. No. And let God chew the food, I will not chew it. So there is a certain action, there are certain actions that you continue doing. Right?